Welcome back. So for today's adventure, we are going to go urban exploring once again. And for today's location, it's going to be a little different than the usual urban explorations that I go on. See, as anybody who knows me knows that I am a big fan of the publications made by Weird New Jersey. And in the most recent edition, that was for fall of 2023, the cover story really caught my attention. It chronicled a location in Hainesport, New Jersey, where an abandoned factory of sorts sat. And said abandoned factory has had a very interesting addition built along the outside of it, one that is quite a sight to behold. So we will be heading out there today to explore not only this abandoned factory, but also the fruits of the labor of somebody else who saw opportunity within said factory. So without further ado, let's go check it out. So we've arrived, and I must say, I kind of like that this particular abandoned location, I did not have to do like I do in most of them, where I have to go on a wild goose chase or, a long hike to try to hunt down the exact spot. Usually go down a lot of wrong turns and dead ends and things of that nature. There would be none of that here. I was actually able to drive right in off of the highway, so fan of that. So if you look at the area surrounding me, you can actually see the abandoned parking lot of what's left of this factory right behind me. And I guess that's what I can do, is show you the main event of why I come here, so to speak, because it is in front of me. So let's switch this camera around and get a better look. His name is apparently Big Rusty, as the sign says. And Big Rusty here is actually the result of an art project that is currently on tour from an artist from Denmark by the name of Tom Dambo. Tom Dambo had finished Big Rusty in the summer of this year. And basically, what Mr. Dambo does is he goes around to places like this and he builds his gigantic troll structures. And having found this abandoned factory, he constructed Big Rusty using nothing but the materials of the building itself. As you can see on this big toe of the foot, it's just a cinder block, various pieces of wood, sheet metal, all stuff that he took from inside of the building in there to construct this gigantic creature. And I say this was a lot of talent to do such a thing. They actually make it appear as though Big Rusty here is consuming the building he's sitting next to, which is kind of cool. Perhaps what impresses me the most is that for an abandoned place and for something like this, that people haven't destroyed it yet. I swear, anytime there's something cool in any sort of abandoned location or anything like that, it doesn't take long for kids or locals or whatever to come out and find it and either draw graffiti all over it or destroy it just for their own amusement, I suppose. But yeah, here you have Big Rusty. And then, just to show for scale, I'm going to go ahead and turn this around and can stand in front of it. Hold on. As you can see, this thing is just huge. But now that we have visited with Big Rusty, I think it's time we head inside and check out this building. Let's go. So now we turn our attention to the building itself. Now, I'd like to do some more research and find out what exactly this was in its day. But it's pretty well gutted, as you can see from everything inside of here. It's still a very nice little bando. So, radiator. It's actually somewhat impressive of how much things are still intact inside of here. Not sure exactly how long this has been empty because of that. Cool furnace. It's quite spacious. Not sure what this machine is. And even the power panel is still here intact. Really, I suppose all we have is a shell here, for the most part. As we look up the back of old Rusty there. And you know, I'm not sure why. It's a lot of abandoned places in general. I feel like I need to walk around with an air of caution of sorts, you know. And I guess some of them have been relatively on the dangerous side, you know, be it condition of the structure or the reputation of the people who are said to hang around it. But I don't get the vibe like that in this place like I do in others. And, you know, I think I've expressed before my disdain for graffiti, but, you know, sometimes I have to give these artists their props. Some of their artwork is rather impressive. Albeit, I may not like where they place it, but some of this stuff takes some real talent to do. Like this. Love this octopus. This thing is really cool. You know, I at times like to just see the place in its prime, you know, when it was functioning, what people did here, what led to it becoming this empty husk as we see it now. See, I mean, we even have a pull string, and the light's still working there. As you can probably tell from all the sounds in the background, we are not very far from civilization here. Oh. What do we have here? Old cellar hole. Cool. Actually looks like it might go back a little bit further here, but is collapsed. Look to this. Oh my. Sorry about that, quite a glare. There we go. Now we look to this other half, which it would seem nature is taking this side over way quicker than the other. And what I have here, seems like a lower level basement. Halloween decorations. Still have a decent amount of plumbing intact here. Skin cast upstairs. Oh, look. Boarded off. But I spy a hole in the wall. I think I can pass through this. Making it. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Well, what have we got here? Collages. I say we find the stranger behaviors of humanity in these abandoned places, albeit creeping or puzzling, what have you. I find it all very interesting. Like, what is it that drives one to go to a place that's sat vacant for a while, find a closet in the very back, and say, I'm gonna hang a picture of a whale shark on the wall? I always maintain people are weird. Though I guess I don't have much room to talk, as most people don't find themselves passing the time doing stuff like this. I noticed this room is littered with newspaper, presumably from the time. Wonder if we can find a date or anything like that on it. Oh, here we go. Wow. You see that? Monday, July 23rd, 1951. So either at the time of this place going vacant, somebody had quite a collection of newspapers in here, or it could be safe to say that this has been abandoned since the 1950s. A lot of this construction looks a lot more modern than that. As well as the electrical. Either way, I believe we've made our way all the way around. Because this looks like the first chamber I walked into. And it absolutely is. Because I can see Big Rusty right around the corner there. Well, that was cool. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's adventure and today's cool find. And we get one last look here at Big Rusty. So, until next time, thanks for watching.